Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of our parabola video tutorials. In this section we are going to be learning, if you haven't guessed already, how to graph parabolas from an equation. So let's jump right in and let's say we've got a problem that is, let's say y equals negative 2x squared plus 8x and then minus 5. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get this problem into standard form. So how we start that is by first factoring out the negative 2. So we'll have y equals, and then we'll pull that negative 2 out. So we've got x squared, and this is going to become minus 4x. And then we're going to complete the square, so we're going to leave a space for the number that we're going to add, and then minus 5 on the outside. And then minus, now we're going to go negative 2 times some number. We don't know what it is yet. So what number goes here? Well, as you all remember, it's b over 2 squared. In this case, b is negative 4, so negative 4 over 2 is negative 2, and negative 2 squared is 4. So again, the number that we are going to add is 4, so we're going to put that here as well. Now, let's factor this. This would become y equals, we've got negative 2 on the outside, that's our a. This is going to become x minus 2, and then that quantity squared. Now we've got 5 minus negative 2 times 4. Well, this is going to become negative 8, so negative 5 minus negative 8 becomes plus 8, so this is actually going to become plus 3. So there's our equation in standard form. From here we can get our vertex, and we all know that our vertex is h and k. If I can draw that e, that would be great. So our h is actually going to be 2, positive 2. So our vertex is going to be 2 and 3. Now, our axis of symmetry, or our AOS, is going to be x equals 2. Now, what else we need to find out? We know the parabola is going to open down because our a is negative. So let's come over here to our graph and let's plot our vertex. So our vertex is going to be at 2 and then 3. So over 2 and then up 1, 2, 3. So there's our vertex right here. Now axis of symmetry is right here, x equals 2. So and our parabola is opening down, so it's going to be a frowny face. Now, how we're going to graph this is we're going to make a t-chart. So we've got x on one side, y on the other. Now, we know our vertex is at 2. So what'll be easiest is to go in the negative direction 2 units, so go 1, 0, and then go in the positive direction 2 units, or 3 and 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in. We know at 2, x or y equals 3, so let's plug in 0 into the original equation. Well, that's pretty easy. If you plug in 0 for each of these x's, all you're left with is y equals negative 5. So that's what y equals at x equals 0. Now if you plug in 1, you get y equals, then we've got negative 2 plus 8, and then minus 5. Well, if you do the math here, you get y equals 1. Then you just repeat the pattern. So at 3, y will equal 1, and at 4, y will equal negative 5. So now you come over to your graph, you go to x equals 1 and y equals 1, you put your point, and then you go over to x equals 3 and y equals 1, you put a point. Then you go to x equals 0 and you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you put a point. And then see how we're reflecting it across the axis of symmetry here? So I can go over here and put a point. Now all I do is just connect the dots. and you get a pretty good estimate of what the parabola would look like. And that is graphing parabolas from an equation.